Hey guys, it's Larry Greenberg, and today we're going to take a look at 4 brand new cases for the new iPad and the iPad 2 from Maroo. Now each of these sell for $49, and essentially they're exactly the same case in functionality, just different when it comes to look and style. So the 4 cases or colors that we're going to look at today are the Rimu, the Poro, the Pango, and the Cara. And you can see again, these cases are identical in look except for the color. So what I want to do is get them all out of the packaging and then show you each one of them up close, and we'll take a look at one with my iPad installed. So I'll be right back. Alright, so once again, starting from left to right, I have the Rimu, the Pango, the Poro, and the Cara. And again, these are all the same as far as look other than the color themselves. So let me just grab one. Again, this one's the Rimu. It's kind of a reddish orange color. You can see the Maroo logo, which is embossed in the lower left-hand corner. And like the previous Maroo cases for the iPad I reviewed recently, these have this like wave-like pattern across the front and then the racing stripe down the side. That carries over to the back as well. You can already see that these use the notch-like method for propping up the case into one of 2 different stand positions, and then they have a really generous cutout for the camera on the back. When you open it up, these cases use Maroo's patented chassis system, which secures the iPad in there. We'll get on to more about that in a second. And then they have a hand strap as well as a pocket inside. So I want to show you all the colors up close, and then I want to go over kind of more of the fine detail. So there's the Pango, that's a black one, which is real nice. The Poro, which is purple, really pops. And then the last one, the Cara, which is kind of like an orangish color with a little bit of tan in there. Really nice color as well. Beautiful leather cases, again, that sell for $49. So let's work with the Rimu, which is the red color. So I'm going to get that in here and slide the other ones out of the way and bring in my iPad so we can get it into the case itself. Now, to put this in, you secure the 2 corners first. I will tell you right off the bat that this chassis system does not work great with screen shields. Hopefully you can make it out that it's bubbling my screen shield in the corner, and it will do that on most of the corners because it's very tight. Now, Maroo actually did that on purpose. They felt like they were better off with a tighter chassis system which would secure the iPad in there as opposed to a looser one. And again, that tighter one does seem to want to mess with screen shields. If you're careful, you can get it in there so that it doesn't really affect the overall usage. You just kind of have to be real careful when you go about doing so. So I'm just going to kind of force this into the other corners and then get it all secure, and you'll see kind of what I mean as I get it all in there. So there's the last corner. So you can see it bubbling really bad up in that corner, but if I kind of release this and do it again and just make sure that I get the screen shield under there, most of the time I'm able to kind of push out the bubble like so, and it works just fine. So although it's a little bubble under there, it's hidden by the corner. So my point is basically just be careful when you go to install your iPad into this case if you have a screen shield on. So let me close it all up. These cases are a little bit on the thick side, as you can see, but that does offer a nice amount of padding and protection. They do, of course, work with the iPad's sleep-awake function, so when I close it, it goes to sleep. When I open it, it wakes it up. I did find that it would activate that when I didn't want it to as I was carrying it around. This cover is loose and it will slide around, as you can hear. The nice thing is there are these 2 straps that you can use to secure the front flap closed, and I definitely started doing that more and more so that the sleep awake would not go off when I didn't want it to. Opening it up, you can see this suede-like microfiber material on the inside, which will protect the screen and every other part of your iPad. And then again, I mentioned the hand strap, which you can use to use your iPad kind of one-handed if you want. Flip this around and hold it like so in that position and use your iPad one-handed. There is a pocket here on the front which you can slide in documents or business cards in the smaller portion. When it comes time to using the iPad in a stand, you flip it around and tuck the front flap in this notch like so, and then your iPad will stand up in either a nice video position for watching movies like so, or perhaps a more relaxed position for typing like so. As far as all of the cutouts and controls go, you have full access on the bottom for the 30-pin connector, full access on the side for the volume rocker and the mute/orientation switch. The top is where things get a little dicey. You do have full access for the headset jack, and most any headset will fit in there. However, my kind of issue with this case is the sleep awake button is covered almost in half by the right corner of the chassis, I should say, and that does sometimes affect usage. I would notice once in a while that the iPad would actually start to turn off, maybe from pressure of this pressing on the switch. You know, just goes to that slide to unlock screen. Never really shut off, and it wasn't a major nuisance, but I did see it happening once in a while. It also makes it a little bit more difficult to access that button. Now, when I reached out to Maroo, their response to that was that most people don't use that button because the cases have the sleep awake button, have the sleep awake functionality built in thanks to the magnet. And while I agree with that, I still think, you know, I would rather have that button open for when I wanted to access it. So as far as the other cutouts go, there's the cutout on the back for the rear facing camera. You can see it's plenty big, so there's no issues accessing it at all. These cases are really sophisticated, really unique. I love all the different color combinations that you can choose from, and at $49, it's kind of the perfect price point as far as I'm concerned for an iPad case. Not too cheap, not too expensive, and again, a wide variety of styles to choose from. Alright, so I've got them all in frame one more time for you to check out. These are all the brand new cases available today from Maroo. The Rimu, the Pango, the Poro, and the Cara each sell for $49. You can check them all out via the Maroo website, which I will put a link to in the video description. As always, if you have any questions about what you saw here today, you know you can drop me a line. Otherwise, have a great day.